Hello, so let's talk about proportions. Solving for missing values in a proportion. You have a proportion when two ratios are equal. For instance, if I have a ratio B, to be a proportion if A ratio B equals to C ratio D, which means if this is 2 over 3, this perhaps will be something like 4 ratio 6, because that's 2 ratio 3. So this is a proportion because the two or more ratios are equal. That's when we have a proportion. So let's take examples of solving for unknown values or missing values in a proportion. The first one, we have 2 ratio 3 equals to m ratio 4. Find m. Find m. So what you do is to write this in the fraction form. 2 over 3 equals to m over 4. So we cross multiply. Which means we have 2 multiplied by 4 equals to m multiplied by 3. This will be equal to 8. 8 equals to 3m. So we divide both sides by the coefficient of the unknown, which is 3 here. So we have 8 all over 3 equals to 3m all over 3. So we have 3 cancels 3. Our m equals to 8 over 3 will be 2 whole number, 2 over. That's the answer. Number 2, we have C ratio 4 equals to 1 ratio 4. Then again, we write in fraction. We have C over 4 will be equals to 1 over 4. We cross multiply. This comes here. So we have C multiplied by 4 equals to 1 multiplied by 4. So this is 4C equals to 4. You divide by the coefficients of the unknown, which is 4 in this case. So we have 4 over C divided by 4 all over 4 over 4. 4 here cancels, 4 here cancels. C will be equals to 4 divided by 4, that is 1. So if you go and cross check again, you see if you substitute 1 for that C, what you are saying is 1 ratio 4 equals to 1 ratio 4, which is actually because the proportion has 2 or more equal ratios. So the third example, I have a 5 ratio 25 equals to 2 ratio x. I'm looking for x. What is x? What is the value of x? So I have 5 over 25 will be equals to 2 all over x. I cross multiply like I did in the other examples. Cross multiply. So we have 5 multiplied by x will be equals to 2 multiplied by 25. So this is 5x equals to 50. Divide by the coefficient of the unknown, which in this case is 5. So we have 5x over 5, which equals to 50 over 5. 5 cancels 5. So our x will be 50 divided by 5, which is equal to 10. If you substitute that into what you are given, you have 5 ratio 25 equals to 2 ratio 10. If you reduce this to their smallest form, you see that 5 ratio 25 is actually, 5 ratio 25 is 1 ratio 5, because 5 can go in 25 in 5 places, and 2 ratio 10 is also 1 ratio 5, because 10 divided by 2 is 5. So what we are saying is 1 ratio 5 equals to 1 ratio 5, and that's the right answer. So let's try the last example. This will involve more than 2 ratios. So now I want to solve for if I have 2:3 equals to A ratio 12, which equals to 10 ratio B, which equals to 6 ratio C. So I am asked to find A, B, and C. So now, we know 2:3 equals to A ratio 12. This is the first section. Then this equals to this before this equals to this. So we'll take it one after the other. This is the first part. Let's solve for this part first. So we have 2/3 equals to A over 12. So I have cross multiply. You cross multiply. 2 multiplied by 12 equals to A multiplied by 3, which equals to 24 equals to 3A. Divide both sides by the coefficient. You have 24 over 3 equals to 3A over 3. This cancels out, and our A, 24 divided by 3 is 8. A equals to 8. So what we are saying now that this place is 8. So now we can solve for the other part, since we now have our A to be 8, because you can't solve for two unknowns at the same time. You have to pick it one after the other. So what we are saying now is 8 ratio 12 equals to 10 ratio B. So now we have 8 all over 12 equals to 10 over B. So you cross multiply like we've been doing. So we have 8 multiplied by B equals to 10 multiplied by 12. This is 8B equals to 120. So you divide by the coefficient of the unknown. 8B over 8 equals to 120 over 8. 8 cancels 8. 8 cancels 8. Let's reduce this. How many 4 can we get here? 2. 4 here. That's a 30. 30 divided by 2 is 15. So our B equals to 15. Now that we know B again, we have solved for B, we can pick this other part of the expression and solve for A. Now that our B is 15, because we can't solve for two unknowns at the same time. So what we are saying now is 10 ratio 15 equals to 6 ratio C. So we have 10 over 15 equals to 6 over C. When you cross multiply, you have 10 multiplied by C equals to 6 multiplied by 15. So we have 10C equals to 6 multiplied by 15, that should be 90. 90. So dividing by the coefficient of the unknown, 10 over C equals to 90 over, 10C over 10. So this cancels. And C is 90 over 10. 0 cancels 0. That's 9 over 1. C is 9. So now, confirming what we have been given, we have our C, we have our A to be 8. We have our B to be 15. And our C, let's substitute that and see if we are right. So what we are saying is 2 ratio 3 equals to A is what? 8 ratio 12 equals to 10 ratio 15 equals to 6 ratio 9. If you reduce all these things to their smallest units, this is 2 ratio 3, yes. 8 ratio, this is 2 ratio 3. 8 ratio 12, what's common to them is actually 4. 8 divided by 4 is 2, divided by 3, you can see we are right. This is 10. 10 and 15, what's common to them is 5. 10 divided by 5 is 2. 15 divided by 5 is 3. 6 ratio 9. 3 is common to the 3 or 2 of them. 6 divided by 3 is 2. Then 9 divided by 3 is 3. You can see they're saying the same thing. They are equal. It's the same. So that's how to solve for missing values in a proportion. I believe the video has helped you. You can share with your friends, like my Facebook page, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and watch out for more videos. Catch ya!